And what do we do with the tax increases, the money come in? Well, let's talk about putting that in the high-risk pool. Have dollars to help cover the cost of pre-existing conditions of people who can't find affordable health care, don't have resources themselves to buy it. We can talk about that, or maybe some other way to use it. But there are things we can do to combat what's been going on in Congress right now. So those are the issues. I wouldn't have voted for the stimulus. I voted against the Wall Street bailout when I was there, and President Bush asked me to vote for it. Couldn't vote for it. It was the wrong way to go. Just like the recently passed financial reform package. A takeover literally, of the free market system in our country. Not simply the financial industry, because it didn't regulate Fannie and Freddie. Didn't touch them at all, and they're the biggest part of the problem. But it did all sorts of other stuff that puts a European socialist approach into our entire capitalistic system and changed it. So these are battles we'll have to face. And I contend for you, being the only proven principled conservative in this race, and I don't say that pridefully, I say it factually. There's not another candidate in this race, well, in the Republican side, that has a record, has served in office, has run for office. The one hasn't even lived in the district as long as I've been campaigning this time around. Sue rolled over yesterday morning and said, "Happy anniversary." And I said, "What?" I know, even though I'm a man, that my anniversary is in June. It says July 14th we announced running for this seat again last year. So it's been a year that we've been running for this. And with a proven record, 16 years in the State House, 2 years in Congress, separated by 8 years back in the private sector. I was a pastor before going to the state legislature for 10 years. Worked in areas, I've been a union steel worker at U.S. Steel Southworks, south side of Chicago. I've been in law enforcement while I was in graduate school, and we've done all sorts of things. But I look forward to going back and representing you. I look forward to going back and living in my office during the week and sleeping on my airbed, which is very comfortable. Don't feel sorry for me. I love the camp and backpack, and I can tell you what, that air mattress that stands about that high with my sleeping bag on it is a lot more comfortable than that flat little pad that I sleep under when I go motorcycle camping or something. And besides that, I'm cheap and I feel better about not spending money on a townhouse in Washington. But it reminds me every evening and every morning that my home is not in Washington, D.C., it's back in the 7th District, where I've lived and I've worked and developed friends and family and neighbors for 32 years. And please, welcome. So those are some of the issues. How's it going? That's the second thing I want to point out. So far, so good. We have a little less than 3 weeks. Tomorrow will be 2.5 weeks till the election, the primary election. At this point, every indicator, including the seat of the pants, is very strong for us. We're leading in the polls strongly in the primary race, as well as in the general race, 10 points over Mark Schauer, and holding. And I look forward to the opportunity when we actually get the debate, and it's just the two of us. And I think the American public, and more importantly, the 7th District public, will expand that lead. Because I think they'll see the difference very clearly. So right now, it's not the time to feel confident. It's the time to feel invigorated, have the pedal to the metal, head down, moving forward. I tell people that I'm eternally a pessimistic optimist until the election night we find the victory that takes place. But then that's only a start, because in 3 months of campaigning and debating with Mark Schauer and myself, and I think the whole educational process of campaigning at that time is ramped up. And we have a chance to talk about the things that make America fresh and new and great every morning. And that's the tried and true traditional principles, those foundational principles. Let me end this by saying this, and this is what I so often do, almost every time that I meet with a group of people. Looks like somebody's trying to get a hold of me. And I say this, and I read it to you as more of an object lesson than to prove to you that I don't have a good memory. Because in fact, I do have this memorized. But I read it for you so that at any point in time during my course of representing you, if you give me that privilege again, and you start to question whether Tim is going off the reservation or start to waver a little bit,